howdy everybody. Welcome to HT's EDC. Coming at you from the back patio this Sunday morning. Birds are chirping. Everything is sounding like the world's waking up this morning. So hope everybody had a awesome Saturday yesterday. Your weekend is going well. You followers of the channel know that me and the little missus, we went to a peach festival yesterday, and it was a good time had. Mama got her a big honking crate full of peaches that yours truly had to pack mule back to the truck, which was probably 10 to 12 blocks away. That was fun, but yeah, note to self next year to get there earlier and get a better parking spot. But anyway, she got her peaches. She's going to be canning those up next weekend. She told me, she did the whole firmness test and felt them, sniffed them, whatever, she does. And she said they're not quite ready. They got to be a little more squishier or whatever. So we got to wait a week. So next weekend, she's going to be canning those up. But she was super happy. She got her peaches. And if you guys saw some of my footage yesterday, I did run into one gentleman down there. There was like one knife booth in the place. I, like a hound dog, I found that. And guy had some awesome hand-forged knives in there, fixed blades. And he was super cool. Mr. Dakota down there with Clausen cutlery. He let us film. I just did a short little look around his table right there, and he was super nice and was gracious enough to let me do that. But anyway, it was cool, and got to meet a new local maker. I love to talk knives and support the local makers. But good day. And I guess Miss Abby is, here she is. Oh, stretch it out there. Yeah, she has a tough life out here, guarding us from those rabid squirrels out here on the back patio. But anyway, when we got back yesterday, the mail had ran, and we have ourselves a new knife day. And let's just jump off in it. Okay. All right. If you see the white, box. You already know. Good old carbon steel. And what is in said white box, you ask? We have this. Good old amber bone case knife. And to be honest with you, I think this is only like the second, as far as I know, my second, maybe third amber bone knife I have in my collection, believe it or not. And folks, this is opinion, but I think the old amber bone is about as traditional as case comes. If you talk about a dad knife, a grandpa knife, what they had in their pocket, they have been making the amber bone covers for probably as long as they've been making pocket knives. But this is one of the most traditional, most well-loved covers that is out there. And I think this one, you look at the pile side, come around to the show side, I think they match very well. You got one little dark spot right here, just to the side of that logo. And right in the back, you got a little dark spot. But I mean, they match perfectly on this particular one. And I just think the old amber bone just screams traditional. When you think of a case pocket knife, at least I do, I think of something just like this. You guys know if I ever, all the red bone stuff, my color. I am drawn to, the red jig bone, the crimson bone, all the reds. That is my personal lane that I'd go down on my knife highway. But if you want traditional, hard to beat a good old amber bone. But anyway, what kind of knife you got there, HT? Well, this is kind of, I don't want to say controversial, but if you look up this knife on like 3 or 4 different sites, it may be called 3 or 4 different things. But what we're going to call it is what Case called it. And like I said, I have looked up, this is the 62032 CS for carbon steel. That is the model number. And Case, with their sticker, they call this the small Texas Jack. The site I bought it off called it a medium Texas Jack. I've seen it called just a Texas Jack. Of course, small Texas Jack. You may look this knife up by that model number and it be called 3 different things from 3 different places. But we gonna call it what Case calls it. So this, folks, bear with me when I can get it open, is the small Texas Jack. And we, of course, here have jackknife coming off of one end here. We have us a nice main clip point blade, and for a secondary we have us a smaller little pin blade right here. Yes, sir. Go ahead and close that up real quick. Kind of show you the main working blade of this thing. We'll show it to you in hand. It is just enough for old HT to get his fourth finger on there comfortably. And you guys know I can't stand it. It is a big deal to me. It's just personal preference. If that pinky finger is falling off the edge or it's completely off the edge on a knife, I'm out. I am out. I just can't stand it. It just does not feel right to me in hand. If I can grab a knife and I have a landing spot, I can get all 4 fingers of my mid on this thing, I feel like I can do. I feel like I got control of that knife. It just feels like home to me. That being said, this knife closed is 3.5 inches, which is, I have found out, the 3.5, like my canoe is 3.6, 3.62, 3.63. That is as small as I can go, and I can grab this knife and I get that 4th finger comfortably on there, not falling off the edge or feeling funky or whatever. So I guess I'm kind of on a little mini quest right here, since I had to wipe all that egg off of my face with the canoe pattern. You guys know I am Mr. Canoe now, proprietor of the Canoe Crew. Canoe Crew strong out there, brothers. But that is a pattern that I have to wipe egg off my face for, because I've had 2 or 3 canoes in my collection forever, and I just glossed over them. They sat in a case. I never carried them. I thought they looked good aesthetically. I bought them at some point. I had 2 or 3 of them, but never gave them their day in the sun until I took one out one day. I'm like, man, this is a good looking knife. Wonder how this feels in hand. And the story took off from there. I fell smooth in love. So I tell you that to tell you this. I'm actually trying some of these smaller, which I would actually 3.5, 3.6 inches. I wouldn't call that a small knife. I would call that a medium frame knife. I am giving some of these medium frame chassis knives a little more run, a little more light, time in the sun, and just to see, are there more patterns out there that I have just glossed over that may be, absolute gemstones. So we're going to put this in the old magnetic slip. We're going to carry this a few days. We're going to see how we like it. We're going to cut some things. Obviously, we're good and still shiny. Haven't cut hardly a thing with this yet. So no patina yet. But anyway, I know T-Bone, old Travis over there, he's doing his Venturing Out series, where he's checking out different makers, other than Case. HT's kind of venturing out to try different size knives. The big guy with the big guy and the big knife guy is trying to broaden his horizons and check out some of these smaller, medium size knives. And that's why I bought this. Had a good Memorial Day sale that I found this a good deal on this, and I said, you know what, carbon steel, amber bone, this thing just looks traditional as they come. I'm gonna drop some change on it and try it out. So here we go. Talking about blades on this main blade here, of course we have a clip point. We have a half moon nail nick here to open it. I'm outside on the patio. Don't bring all my stuff out here, all my scale, my tape measure and all. But I believe this is a 2.5 inch blade. It's either 2.5 or 2 1/4. And I believe the cutting edge on here is 2 1/4. So I think that's right. The main blade is 2.5 inches. And I believe they said this was 2 1/4 on the cutting edge. And open up the little secondary here. And I believe what we have here is about 1.75 overall. And I think we have about 1.5 inches here of cut on this little pin blade. And turn it over here. And again, it has the half moon nail nick to get this open. And you guys have heard me say before, these little guys, these secondary blades, these are not just eye candy. They're not just a novelty. Use them. Put an edge on them. Case you, since Case won't. Sorry about that. I don't know what happens there. But when you get this home and you put your edge on it, as you will, use these little knives, use these little blades. Popping open packages, opening envelopes, us guy digging out a splinter, sorry ladies, men are gross, cleaning those fingernails or whatever, men are men, sorry. Little knife stuff, use it. Use it. Save big boy, well, bigger boy, for cutting up your cardboard, for cutting up that apple, true knife slicing task. Save it. Use that little guy for little knife stuff. And I have been guilty of that myself. I have had multi-bladed knives before, and all I'll do is pop out the main blade, and that's all I'll use. I'm like, you got 2, 3, 4 blades on this thing. You're using one of them. Why are you buying why are you buying a multi-bladed knife if all you're ever going to do is open the main blade? Kind of don't make sense, does it? But anyway, off that soapbox. Use those secondary blades. They are useful. But yeah, carbon steel. We'll take you for components real quick. We have 3 brass pins holding this thing together on both sides. We have brass liners, front and back. We have, I don't see any gapping here. So yeah, brass pins, brass liners, smooth nickel silver bolsters, and a nickel silver, good old, I don't know that that's focusing, but the good old Case, round, oval, traditional as they come, shield. But yeah, the big knife guy is going to try out a small Texas jack, and we're going to see how we like this thing. So far, so good. Man, like I say, I just think this thing looks so classic. But got a good deal on it Memorial Day. I'm venturing out. I'm trying to broaden my horizons, and some of these medium-sized knives, like I said, I can only go so far. One thing that will not change, you will not see HT carrying these 2.5 inches, 3 inch, 2 7/8 little guys like this. I can't do it. It drives me nuts. I got to have that purchase. But I am giving some of these, again, what I call a medium frame, 3.5 inches. Here's what you're looking at closed. Some of these medium frame knives, I'm giving them a try. I am venturing out. Anyway, folks, again, all this stuff will be in my product description, pattern number, what Case actually calls their knife. It'll be in the video description. But get out there today, 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, 12:30 Central p.m., 12:30 p.m. Central, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, and come see us today on RJ's Live. I think we have brother, I talked about him earlier, old T-Bone, as I call him, Travis, the Case guy, is going to be a special guest on there today. I am looking forward to that. Travis, you are one of my new favorite. You are a newer channel, but you are ascending the HT like to watch boy. I don't know what I'm calling it here, but buddy, I like your content, and you're one of the channels I look forward to. I got you on notification when you got when a video of yours drops. I'm on it, and I'm enjoying Travis. Be cool today to sit down with him, go over some of his collection, hear a little more about his channel, and looking forward to that. But get over there. It's every Sunday, folks. We have a weekly knife chat live show every Sunday, and guys just need to support it. We talk knives, and very interactive. You guys shoot questions to us. We have a panel up there, 4, 5, 6 of us. We try to answer all your knife questions and just chop it up. Good times with the Knife Brotherhood. And get out there and see us today. You'll see my ugly mug on there, and it'll be a good time. We're gonna let you guys go. Thank you for watching. We're gonna see you on the next one. HT, Miss Abby, we're out.